We're making some killer fried chicken and waffles today. You are watching C3 Cooking with Carl Camacho. Okay, so the first thing we want to do when you're making these fried chicken and waffles is fried chicken's going to come last. We're going to work on the waffle batter first because the waffle batter, we want it to sit for at least 30 minutes. So, I'm going to turn my skillet right here, pan on, high, pan's on. Listen, you do not have to put your bacon in a hot pan. It's good to put it in a cold pan. The reason why? Because it shrinks less. Okay, anytime you're baking or you're making something that has wet and dry ingredients, you always want to keep the dry and the wet apart from each other. So, to make these waffles, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 2 cups of all-purpose flour. 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm going to do the dry first, then I'll work on, look at this, come on now. There we go. And then work on the wet layer. Real easy to do too. The dry is really super easy. Okay, so we got 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And here's the thing about waffles. Waffles don't always have to be a sweet. Obviously what we're doing today, 2 teaspoons baking soda, as I stop myself from talking. You can make them savory with all kind of different product. You can put sausage in it. You could put cabbage in it. You could put, you can actually make waffles out of potatoes. It doesn't even just have to be a flour batter. So get loose, get creative. Now, half of what we did for the baking powder, baking soda, 1 teaspoon. Okay, now I'm going to add 3/4 teaspoon of salt. You gotta put salt in everything. If you're baking, even in desserts, you put it in. And yes, since this is gonna be a savory waffle, I'm putting in 3/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. Now I'm gonna give this a quick stir. Just a quick stir here. I'm gonna set this aside and let's go do our wet ingredients. Okay. So we're going to get started on the wet ingredients. What we want to do first is separate 3 eggs. So I want the yolks over here, I want the whites in here. So as these start to get stiff, it's going to take about 3 minutes. We'll finish the rest of the wet ingredients. Three minutes. Like a semi-soft peak. And what is a semi-soft peak? It's when you can just pick it up and let it stay 1 second without falling. 1. 1. Alright? Okay, for our wet ingredients, what you want to do is you want to get 1 stick of butter. Let's do the butter first because we got to melt it. It's best if it's at room temperature. It melts a lot easier, but just give it a little chop. That's it. Microwave 30 seconds. Done. Now we're going to get our yolks. And these are the yolks that we separated. We got the whites already. Now, just going to get those a little mixed like that. I want to scramble before because when you add more liquid, it's more difficult to get them to the consistency you want. And we're going to add 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Put it right in. Boom. Here. This is a jalapeno. You can make it way spicier if you want to. I'm going to put 2 in. I'll tell you what. I'll do 1 with seeds, 1 without. There, trying to get away. And look at this. Wait, I'll show you how to de-seed them. You'll see it drop. All you do is put it in between your hands and act like Mr. Miyagi. I'll just make it rain. And And boom, there's the big one. And guess what? Look, no seeds, no anything. So let's cut these up. Okay, jalapenos in. Yes. Now, also, what we're gonna do is cut up some green onions. Okay, our green onions, get these in. They add such freshness to these waffles, such freshness. And then our butter that's melted in. All these go in to the wet ingredients. Okay. Now, our bacon has finished. And I don't want this chopped too finely. You know, it's the thick slab bacon, not that little wimpy stuff. Get the thick slab. And like I said, I'm not looking for this to be those disgusting oil bacon bits that come in the mixed plastic bottle. Guess what? In flavor. So I got 1.5 cups of extra sharp aged cheddar cheese. Okay, so the cheddar is all in, and remember, the last part, we're gonna add our egg whites. And this is, like I said, gonna add an element of airiness, of softness to make these just most beautiful, beautiful waffles. Okay, I go a little bit at a time and just fold it in. Just fold it in real slowly. All right, there's our wet. Let's get our dry. All right, you got it right here. And you're gonna add about 1/3 at a time. And just eyeball it. You don't have to measure it out. And the reason why you do this 1/3 at a time is because you prevent lumps. Lumps aren't your friend. And our final. Then, once we get this all incorporated, we're gonna let it sit for about, let it sit for about 30 minutes. All right? Okay. Waffles are waiting to chill a little bit. Now what we're gonna do is work on our fried chicken. So, you got fried chicken and waffles, and we can't just do it normally. So what I'm gonna do first is I got chicken tenders here, and then everything gets seasoned all along the way. The chicken tenders, salt, and whenever I say seasoned, you know this, I say it all the time, it means salt and pepper. And pepper, no liquid though, no liquid on this. Okay, so now toss this with that salt and pepper. Okay, we're gonna take this and we're gonna make a real simple egg wash. Okay, 1 egg, 2 egg, and I'm going to use what we've already got, about 2 tablespoons of buttermilk. Stir this together. Let this sit for a minute. And now I've got flour and panko breadcrumbs. This is called a Japanese breadcrumb, which is actually not even really a breadcrumb. It's made from potato starch, but it's equal parts. So I know I got 2 cups in there, and 2 cups of flour and 2 cups of panko, and it's got to be seasoned. Everything's seasoned. Okay, this part you can overcrowd a little bit. I'm gonna put it all in. I mean, a little bit. If you have a whole bunch, then that's not gonna work. Okay, so I'm gonna go in. I'm mixing it all up. Okay, toss, 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 toss. Okay, boom. Now, when you get it, shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Okay, the waffle batter has been sitting for 30-40 minutes Yeah, right here. Magic of television video. And you want your waffle iron to be hot, extremely hot, because if you don't, they'll fall apart. And you don't want it to fall apart. So this is extremely hot, like I said, and it's just a basic waffle maker. Now, I'm gonna use some spray butter. You don't have to. You can use regular butter. Just melt it and make sure you put it on both sides. Okay? This is how you stop your waffles from sticking. Believe me, you don't spray or butter it, it sticks. Alright. Then we take a quarter of a cup, and we're going to put a quarter cup of our waffle batter. You want to hear a nice little sizzle. Right in the middle. You don't have to worry about spreading it out. And yes, this $30 gadget is worth it. And so, put that down, lock it. How do you know when your waffles are done? Here's how you know when the waffles are done. You're going to see a bunch of steam start to come out. That means it's cooking. When all the steam stops coming out, that means they're done. Okay, why the waffles are cooking and the chicken's frying, let's make this spicy glaze. Okay, so I got a hot pan here, and I'm going to put in about 1 cup of honey. Okay, since my pan's hot, I'm going to turn it down to about a medium, and then I'm going to add my hot sauce. Okay, and so I got a cup and a half. You can make this as spicy as you want. If you want to fire it up, use the spiciest hot sauce you want. You put some red chilies in there. Do that. That's my style too. But I'm cooking for a group, so this will still be beautiful. Okay. 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. I'm gonna put that right in. Don't overdo it because it gets really powerful. Okay, I'm putting peanut oil in. Okay, we're gonna fry the chicken. I'm not gonna deep fry it. I'm gonna do it in the pan. So it actually crisps up even better this way. You want to make sure that oil is really hot. And that's how you know it. As soon as you start seeing all the bubbles go around it. Okay? And always place this away from you. Like this is towards me. Okay? Ah, that's bad. You always place it away. Why? Because you don't want that hot oil to splash on you. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Got the waffles on this plate, and now look at these. Check this out. When you get that beautiful golden color, okay, chicken's down. We're gonna plate. I got a plate here. I'll show you how to make it look a little fancy. Okay, and now there's our sauce that we made. Remember how easy that was? So watch this real quickly. I'm gonna dip this in. Oh my God. I wish I was this chicken. I'd love to be dipped in this sauce. Yeah, man. Okay. And now we put our first jalapeno aged cheddar thick slab bacon waffle down. Okay. And I have some of my aged cheddar still left that I've shredded. I'm gonna put a little bit just on the outside. Yeah, this one's pretty beautiful. So I want to put this one cockeyed on top, and just a little bit of that honey and hot sauce. Everything's gonna be kissed by this. Not too much. And guess what? All right, we'll put a chicken finger there. Let's put a chicken finger here. Right on top. Right on top to the side. So I'm gonna add a teeny little bit of cheddar. Why do I do this? So, because I want people to know it's aged cheddar that we use. Look at that, my gosh. Are you kidding me? All right, it's beautiful, but it's gonna come apart. So here, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. As soon as the camera's off, I'm gonna eat this with my palms and forearms. Waffle. You make this for your friend's family, for a baby shower, for a wedding shower. Because you had a hard day at work. No one will ever say a bad thing about you again. They won't curse you and they'll praise you. Thank you so much for watching. C3, Cooking with Carl Camacho. We'll see you next time. I do. I'll stay with you forever. At least until I digest you.